that's where you get the word geography from, the study of the earth, or the study of ground or whatever.
Brother, I think the whole.
Yeah. So read that again about the earth.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Verse 6, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment.
So what is that fire talking about? When you go to any church, they never read these scriptures. When does Pastor Porkchop ever read these scriptures? When does any church ever read these scriptures? And if the world, and they always got something dealing with, well, symbolically fire means this. Well, wait a minute. When the earth is destroyed by water, was that symbolic water, or was that actual water? It was actual water. So the world, the way this world is going to be destroyed this time is by fire, and that fire is by the thermonuclear missiles, as they call it. Read on. What verse you with?
Verse 7.
Okay, I wanted to read to verse 7, but we're going to verse 7, but we're going to keep reading. All right, because that scripture right there says a whole lot. Go ahead.
By the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Right, the day of judgment, of perdition. The word perdition means destruction, to be condemned, to be destroyed, of ungodly men. So the majority of the people on the planet Earth are ungodly, but the rulership of ungodly men are so-called white people, which are the Edomites. And that's why we keep telling you, that you are the Edomites, that we the Israelites, shalom, man, that we are the Israelites and you are the Edomites, man, and this thing is keeping you up overnight. You know, you're losing sleep over this. Because in the back of your mind, you're trying to figure out a way as to saying, you're not Edomites and we're not Israelites, but then deep down, you know that you're Edomites. Because when nobody's around, you're checking the scriptures and you're checking things, you're going into biblical source books and reading about historians. They know, the elite knows, man. The elite, do you think the elite know something they're going to come out and just tell you the truth? They're not of the truth, man. They're of a lie. What they're all about is of a lie, man. And that goes back to Cain and Abel, because Cain rose up and slew his brother Abel, and then he lied about it to the Heavenly Father. And that's how we know that the Cain came back as Esau, which is the Edomites, man. So when you go into the scriptures, you have to mention the Israelites. You have to mention the Israelites, and you have to mention the Israelites and the Edomites. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. The fact you are those Edomites, man. You so-called white people. You want to go into the scriptures, but you never touch on Edomites. You never go into Edomites. You never deal with Edomites. You are the Edomites, man. We are the Israelites. And you know it. Let's read on.
But, beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day.
And now that goes, you read that to get the understanding of creation. On the first day, this was created. On the second day, that was created. So that day represented 1,000 years. The scripture answers itself. That's why nobody can get it, because this is like a puzzle. You gotta put the pieces together. Read on.
The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is not slack concerning his promise, as some men come slackness.
So he made not just one promise, he made many promises. He made a major promise to Abraham for the children of Israel. When you go to what is that? Genesis 15. Go to Genesis 15 and go right to the point. Was that Genesis 15 verse 12?
Genesis chapter 15 and 12. And when the sun was going down,
a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Now wait a minute, didn't not Abraham have many seeds? Did he have 8 seeds altogether? So what does it mean by a seed? It's talking about the chosen seed. When you read the whole scripture, the Bible, you get the understanding what seed it's talking about. Read on.
And shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Now that's talking about Egypt. Now you had a bunch of jakes out there saying that that's talking about America. It's not talking about America, right? It's not talking about 16, 19, 2019. It ain't talking about that. But because you people don't know the scriptures, you're going to run with that BS, man. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance.
So what is the great substance that they came out with? It was what they call today reparations. So there was cattle and gold and things coming out of Egypt, man. Go ahead, read on.
And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again. For
now it says thou shalt be buried in a good old age. In the new kingdom, we're not going to be buried, because we're going to live forever. So you people that claim you know the scriptures, you got a lot of clowns out there, man. You got a lot of clowns and phonies. You know, you got a lot of bullshit artists out there that'll put a garment on with fringes on it, and if they don't understand the breakdown, they'll just make it up. Teach, and then they don't teach. They'll disappear for 10 years, 20 years, even more than that. Then they'll pop back on the scene like they're great men of the Most High. You ain't no great men of the Most High. Now let's go back to where we left off at 2 Peter 3.
Back in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. The Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Now here comes a Christian, see, not willing. The Lord doesn't want anybody to perish. He wants us all to come. No, that's talking about among the Israelites, because he knows that 1/3 of the Israelites is going to make it, and 2/3 are not. Give me that, what is that in
Zechariah.
Zechariah 13 and 8. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that all the land, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemiah Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd shall be left therein.
Go ahead.
And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire.
So what are we reading up 2 Peter 3? That the first world went out by what? By water. The second world will go out by fire. So that's the fire, man. He will bring what part through the fire? The 3rd part. So that's the 1/3 is going to make it, and 1/3 is going to make it, and 2/3 is not going to make it. But they're going to come back to us. Let's go back to Peter. 2
Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai will come as a thief in the night, and the works of the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
And that great, not only did he say that the world is going to, this second world is going to be destroyed by fire, but it's going to be destroyed by a great noise, a great boom.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So that's talking about what? That's talking about the radiation from the missiles, man. That's what that's talking about, the radiation from the missiles. Go ahead, read on.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Now you ask any pastor, any minister, Dr. James White, the Edomite, Vocab, Minister Louis Farrakhan, ask any of these guys that claim that they know these scriptures, they know the secret to the Bible. I think you got a precept?
God.
All right, bring it on now.
Isaiah 29:11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learnt, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
So it is sealed, man. So these theological, these people that receive degrees from theological seminaries and claim that they're master teachers, they don't have what? Name me one group outside of the Israelites. Well, even among the Israelites, you got clowns out there that's teaching that marketing pieces of microchip. Or the only ones that's teaching it is who? Who's the only ones that's teaching that besides us? Who's teaching that? Who's teaching that the marketing pieces of microchip besides us?
Esau.
That's the only one. Because Esau knows a little something. You know? Go ahead, read on.
Back in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be?
And these people can't tell you that. They can't. And then, Esau can tell you about the mark of the beast, but then they'll turn around and talk about the Antichrist. There ain't no such thing as no goddamn Antichrist, man. Antichrist is a spirit, someone that's against the Messiah.
The anti-type.
Like all of you Edomites, you're all Antichrist.
I got the precept for you.
Go ahead.
1 John 2 and 18.
And then also get
1 John 4 and 1.
Yeah.
1 John 2 and 18.
Oh, go ahead.
1 John 2 and 18. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby
Yeah,
we...
Barack from the HODC said that Barack Obama is the Antichrist. And then when the brother read many Antichrists, he didn't even touch on that.
Yeah.
Because he wanted the scripture to work for him. That's why you don't see that clown out there no more, man.
Yep.
He's going around having these summit meetings talking about I'm the leader of Israel and this is the new central command.
Yeah,
if you notice, he ain't doing the will of the Most High. He's not doing the will of the Most High.
He's doing his own will.
He's doing his own will, man. It says in Matthew 22 to go out on the highways.
That's what it says.
And bid them to the marriage.
Yep. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. Now I'm going to jump to 1 John 4 and 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Heavenly Father. Because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
And that's talking about among Israel. You got a lot of false prophets out there.
Yep.
You got a lot of guys that watch videos. They'll come up with a gun and get their girl to make a garment, put the fingers on it, all of a sudden they're instant prophet, instant man of the Lord. And if they go through a scripture that nobody broke down, they'll go through the videos that it's not there, they'll make it up. They'll make up breakdowns, man.
Yep. The second verse. Hereby know ye the Spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahushua is come in the flesh is of the Most High. And every spirit that confesseth not that Yahushua is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. And this is that spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is in the world.
Also, Barack Obama was running for Caesar at that time. No, it's talking about many Antichrists. And let's go come back to 2 Peter 3.
Back in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be?
Now give me Zechariah 14 and 12.
Zechariah 14.
Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
So what's that talking about? Even Hal Lindsey back in, 77, He came out with a movie called The Late Great Planet Earth. And believe it or not, that's the first time I heard that scripture. That was long before I came into the truth. The first time I heard that scripture was a guy by the name of Edomite by the name of Hal Lindsey, which he went into a lot of prophecy. And when I heard it, when I watched that movie, it was me and a friend of mine. We were, 16 years old? And we went to see the movie because I was always spiritual in the scriptures. And the friend of mine that I grew up with, we was always in the scriptures. So when that movie came out, we were like, we got to go see that movie, man. You know? And when he quoted that, and he broke it down, he said that's talking about, I believe he said nuclear missiles or ICBMs, and that's the radiation. And you know what? As soon as he said that, I said that makes all the sense in the world, man. And then when I came into the truth, they taught the same thing. So that confirmed it, man. See, what you got to understand is, when I was a kid, 10, 11, 12 years old, I used to always go into the scriptures, man. I didn't know the name of the Most High. And when I asked the Most High to give me the truth, the first thing I said was, I don't know your name. That's the first thing I said. I don't know your name, but whatever your name is, if I knew your name, I would call on it. I'm asking you that you give me the truth. And the Most High gave me the truth, man. Through High Priest Ariah, King Mashah. And I saw them. It was me and Malak. We used to see them all the time. That was before Yeshaya came in, before Shah came in, before Mazak came in. The only ones that was out there was Mashah, and he was an older man, you know, maybe close to 60, maybe in his late 50s, about my age now, my age bracket. And it was Ariah that was out there, and it was Mashah that was out there, and it was Lahab. And sometimes you saw Mashah's son, Shaddai. He was out there. He was young. And Mo had him out there speaking, man. So it was four of them. And I remember with my simple ass, I'm listening to this guy and I'm saying in my mind, I said, I got to start going back to church. But back then I was simple, you know? But as more and more as I listened to them, me and Malak, we were learning the knowledge before we came into this thing. Hey, when you first come into the school, there was a lot of people, you give them the Bible. The Bible would be over there, give them a Bible. Then they would say, go to Obadiah. They wouldn't know where it was. I knew what most of the scriptures was. Because the Spirit already had a connection with the scriptures, man. Watching those type of movies, all right? So go ahead, read on, man.
It says, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Yahweh.
No, let's go back to the 10th verse.
Okay. It's the 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10.
Yeah.
But the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai will come as a thief in the night.
So how does a thief come? A thief comes when you least expect it. You know, you got to have an alarm system. You got to have a pit bull, a couple of pit bulls, an alarm system, and all kind of devices around your house. Esau is heavy into that because they're afraid of every fucking thing. Esau got guards walking around. He got the electronic this. Look, when this destruction comes, those devices are not going to save you, man. And that thief is talking about the Most High. The Most High said he's going to come as a thief.
Yep. I got a
Read again, 10th verse.
precept for you too.
Go ahead, bring your precept out.
The book of Zechariah 5 and 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
Yeah, that's where you got to go. You got to start from the top of that.
Okay. Zechariah 5, 1 to 4. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he saith unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse
that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on that side of it.
Who's the great thief of the earth? The so-called white man. Everything this devil got, he stole it. Once he left out of the borders of Mount Seir, which is called Petra today, not the Caucasus Mountains, as some stupid idiot said, Esau came out of the Caucasus Mountains.
Man.
Well, how'd they get there?
Man.
Even vocab looked at him like, what the fuck this nigga talking about, man? Vocab said, no, the Caucasus Mountains way the hell up there, man. Even vocab knew that, man.
Yep.
Anyway, go ahead, read that again, please.
Zechariah 5:3. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
And what's the house of the thief? The house of the thief is America's.
Yep.
Somebody give me Joel 2. We'll start from the top on that one.
Joel 2.
And let's read fast.
Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Let's read that again.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
What are we doing right now? We're blowing the trumpet. We're blowing the trumpet. If y'all got any precepts on that, you can line them up too. That trumpet is heavy, man. Sometimes you should do a word search and look up the word trumpet, man. And a lot of times, I'll come up with a topic by going into one word, and a whole lot of scriptures will come up, and I'll pick and choose which scriptures that best fit the topic that I'm talking about, man. So blowing the trumpet, that's also in the answer to that is in 1 Corinthians the 14th chapter, the first couple of verses. Because like I said, you got people that have come across that scripture and they'll actually believe, yeah, I became a trumpeter because I came, grandmother showed me the scripture right here, and the Lord was telling me I'm supposed to be a trumpeter. No, the trumpet is we's the trumpet.
Yeah,
We's the trumpet, man. That's the topic right there. We's the trumpet, man. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Where'd you just read at it?
Isaiah 58:1.
That's a beautiful one. And I used to read that all the time. So the trumpet means is what we're doing right now. So give me 1 Corinthians 14:1 and 2.
Got it. 1 Corinthians 14:1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that you may prophesy.
So what is it? So another word for prophesying is what? Blowing the trumpet. All right?
Con.
And that's what we're doing. When you blow the trumpet, you don't just blow it, you blow a tune. You know, you're making music with the trumpet. Because people will open up and they'll, mark of the beast, what's that all about? What's the beast? When you read the scriptures, questions will come in your mind. So the Most High set us up to give you the answers to the questions. Now, if you want to follow some jackleg Israelite group, because they got nice garments or whatever the case may be, go ahead and follow them, man. But when all hell breaks loose, when they set up them chipping stations, and they tell you it's mandatory, you got to get a chip, what the hell are you going to do? Huh?
Verse 2.
A lot of bullshit going on. And you got to, you know, this was on my mind all day, man. And I was vexed in the spirit. You got a lot of guys that's in this thing, and they're in it because their friend was in it or something to do. A lot of you guys just read scriptures and you come up with precepts, but you don't even believe in them precepts, man. You know what the proof is? When your ass fall off and go back in the world, man. You call yourself, if you're stupid enough to think that you're a preacher, a teacher, what you start doing is, oh, they broke this down wrong, they broke that down wrong. I'm going to show us how it's broken down. The Most High ain't dealing with you, fool. But there's some of you that'll turn your back on the truth or get kicked out, and you just go back in the world. And all you're doing is you're going back in the world and you're waiting for a missile. Whatever missiles that you're going to eat. Instead of eating lunch, you're going to eat a missile.
Verse 2. For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto the Most High, for no man understandeth him, howbeit in the
All right,
spirit.
you got some of these Israelites, they'll do a 20-minute prayer in Hebrew, and nobody know what the hell you're talking about. Hey, just go into it, man. We don't push the REI used to push a lot of Hebrew. We don't push a lot of Hebrew. We go into Hebrew to get a better understanding of the word, man.
Yeah.
You read the word, well, let's see what it says in the Hebrew. Let's see what it says in the Greek.
It says,
Like a perfect example, my man Rod Karat opened up with all that Hebrew.
Yeah.
Well, could you explain to me in the Hebrew, what did you do for the last 10 years? Huh? And you
says,
still ain't seen him, man. He came about, Daniel gave him an interview, then he disappeared again.
Went back in the
And
shadows.
the Most High ain't dealing with you, bro. And it ain't because I have any hate for you. I ain't got no hate for you, man. I'm just telling you the truth, brother. Just like Yeshaya. When Yeshaya came there, took out years ago, I said, what the hell is, he did the thing with Sinai. I said, what the hell is Yeshaya? Yeshaya, the Most High ain't dealing with Yeshaya. He said, I ain't never stopped teaching. Well, the Most High said you should see your teacher. And Isaiah.
Got it.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water
How
of
you doing? You teach, you know about the Bible?
We had this to this.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, good. All right.
And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee.
So how can you see your teachers today? On the web, on the YouTube. We have people from far as Russia, Kenya, Africa, China, Japan, Germany. You name the country, they heard us speak, man. Go ahead.
Precept. Matthew 5 and 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
Yeah, well, that makes me think about the parable of Luke. In Luke 19, the napkin. You can get that and go right to the point.
Like you mentioned about a Rakarab, that's what he did. He took
Well, he took the knowledge that he had.
put it under a bushel.
He put it in a napkin and hit it. Go right to the point.
This is Luke chapter 19, verse 20. It says, and another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which you have kept laid up in a napkin. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and repeatest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth, thy judgment, thou wicked servant, thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own use?
Yes, so in other words, the Most High gave you this truth. And that guy's one of them pastors, man. He's just like a pastor. You know?
Yep.
And they know, them Christians, the Christians are the main ones that know the such boy. You know?
They're probably looking for some material.
Yeah, well, that's all they can do, but they don't have no material on their own. Anyway, go from there to Matthew 22 and go right to the point. Matter of fact, you can start from the top. Start from the third verse.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 3. And send forth his servants to call them that were...
Start at 1.
This is Matthew chapter 22, verse 1. And Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by parable, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son.
Yeah, you had to start from the top. The king represents the Most High. Go ahead.
And sent forth the servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding.
And the groom is his son, Yahushua. And we are his servants that are sent out to bid them to come to the marriage. The marriage is what? The union between our Lord and the children of Israel, man.
The elect, yeah.
And when you marry your groom takes care of you. All right? Go ahead.
And they would not come. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed.
The dinner represent the kingdom. Did not the Lord say in St. John the 14th chapter, I go and prepare a place for you? Give me that, John, St. John 14 and 6, I believe it is.
This is John chapter 14, verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you.
That's all I want. And that represents, parabolically, it represents the kingdom. And the kingdom going to be here on earth, and we're going to deal with the heavens as well. What Esau can do, if Esau went to the heavens, if he could do it, what can we do? We can go to the heavens and live up in the heavens, man.
Yeah.
All right?
Quick precept about the dinner.
Go ahead.
Proverbs 9 and 1. Oh, I figured you might have had that. Wisdom hath built her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beasts. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens. She crieth upon the highest places of the city.
Those are the virgins, the maidens.
Now, we're the maidens. Go ahead. That's it?
No. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, come eat of my bread and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding.
Oh, forsake the foolish and live. There's many ways of the foolish. The Kemetic way, the Islamic way, the Moorish way, the Baptist way, the Methodist way, following vocab alone and Dr. James White, the Edomite, following Farrakhan. None of them have the way. This is the truth, man. And everybody knows about the Israelites. Why? Because we all over YouTube, man. We all over YouTube.
And the way is narrow, too.
And the way is narrow.
It's not a broad way. It's a very narrow way.
I said in one video, you got to be a loner, a stoic.
Oh, yeah.
The deeper you come into this truth, the less friends you have.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you home doing videos.
Yeah.
You know? Because we already know the scripture. We don't have to do a whole lot of deep studying. If we want to come with the topic, then you go to the key words and put it together. We don't go, well, let me study this. Now let me study that. No, we already studied. So now what we do is, with everything that we have, we bring this together, this piece with that piece, and then we come up with a topic.
Pieces.
That's the table.
That's the table, yep.
I got a quick piece.
Somebody say, Ezra said the path is so narrow, only one man can trudge that path. So that's how narrow this truth is.
Oh, well, it says in Philippians, let every man be, Philippians 2 verse 12, let every, read it, go ahead and read it. I'm trying to mangle it, I'm trying to quote it. Let every man work out his own salvation with fear and trembling. But read it anyway.
Philippians 2 and 12, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear.
So you ain't gonna come to this thing with your best friend. Because either you're gonna go further than your best friend and he gonna fall out, or he gonna go and you gonna fall out. This is a one-on-one thing, man. Hey, prior to me coming to this truth, prior to y'all coming to the truth, I never knew any of these men. I met them in the truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
You make new friends.
Go ahead. All right.
The Lord said he setteth the solitary in families. Mm-hmm. You know, so you come into this thing alone, 1 out of 1,000, as the scriptures say.
I got a precept. The book of Lamentations 3 and 26. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth. He sitteth alone and keepeth silence because he hath borne it upon him.
The precept that just came to mind is Ephesians 12.
The point is, notice he says he sitteth alone. So it's a lonely path, man. It's true.
Precept.
Yep, you got it.
It's 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left hand, and on the left a deep water.
Yeah, even among the other Israelite teachers, they're teaching about the nation. We got to raise up the nation. That's not a narrow
You're
path.
waste your time because the nation ain't gonna come in. All you're gonna have is the headaches. And look at what the headaches Nate's going through. You got all the women coming in there, a lot of men, and they fall off by the droves, man.
Yeah.
You know, 20, 30 at a time. And then they start talking shit about what Nate taught like it's a cult. You know?
Yeah, you don't hear
And
these.
then you don't have no woman in your thing. Don't be having no fucking woman up in here.
That's right.
This ain't for women. If they want to learn, they can watch the videos, all right?
Right.
What else do you need? Do you want me to read the scripture for you and rub you on the back?
Yeah, well,
So you can slip me your number and you married?
concerning the woman, it says, if they will ask anything, let them ask their husbands at home. So you ain't supposed to have no room where
That's
women.
actually in the scripture. Bro.
Yeah, it's actually in the
Well,
scriptures.
why don't brothers apply that?
They don't. They have their own agenda. You know, you ain't supposed to have a room where it's a bunch of women. You know, that woman is supposed to have a husband, and that husband's supposed to be in the truth, and he's supposed, because another man ain't supposed to teach your woman, man. That's out of order.
Yeah.
That's your woman. You know.
Even though that was
Catch his
happening
feelings.
back there, you did have women that was burning. But Paul had to straighten the church of Corinth out, man.
Yeah,
And
that's
when you
right.
read that whole, what was that? 1 Corinthians, the whole book of Corinthians, basically, that was an ongoing curse out, man.
Yeah.
Them people were just going off, man.
That was the
And he had to
longest.
keep cutting them.
Yep.
Somebody
was-
give me Ecclesiastes in the scriptures, 12 verse 1.
That was the longest
Ecclesiastes
curse.
chapter 12, verse 1.
The longest curse.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in
He said,
them.
bless you.
While
yeah,
the sun
you're looking at-
or the
That's
light,
a man. That's
They
a
said,
man.
they said, bless you.
Oh, okay, good. Well, something about the apostles, man. You know, they was always gathered in us for some reason.
He
They
kept
go over
walking.
there, ain't nobody going to them guys. I'm messing with them. For
Kept
some
walking.
reason, boy, I was saying we went there, we hiding down there in Manhattan, and all of a sudden vocab pops up.
Yeah.
I said, goddamn, brother, we ain't telling nobody where the fuck we at.
Yeah, well, a light city set on a hill
Hill cannot be hid.
cannot be hidden.
Yeah.
So if you're a real city of
People
the Lord,
know when they see
they know.
the work, the truth coming out.
Yeah, I wish
They
I
might
could
hear it
hide
from a
myself.
distance, but something about these guys, man. Something about them, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Yahushua, the more he tried to hide, the more popular he
Well,
became.
that's in the script. That's in the script.
Khan.
Hey, if
Try
you're
to hide himself,
you're a city of-
but he could not be hid.
Yeah, Khan.
because he was that city. If you're,
That's it. And they were jumping over the disciples to get to Yahushua.
Well, they ripped the roof apart and let the man down
Oh
by
yeah,
the
yeah,
rope.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He said he didn't see such faith.
yeah.
They ripped the damn roof apart and so that he could heal that man. You know?
And Jake was
Man.
that was Jake.
yeah.
That was Jake, man. That was Jake, bro. Where we at?
Something.
Yeah, rip the roof off.
Climb up there with
And then see,
from
we try to be humble.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta
And say
climb,
that
bring
we
him
are
up
the
there.
hope for the land
and
and we
rip the
hope
roof
that we're the
apart.
prophets. Well, who else is teaching this?
To lay that sick man down. They
Yeah.
I'm asking y'all too.
What's that?
Who else is teaching this on the planet Earth? Who's going into this? Maybe one Israelite group that's going into the mark of the beast like we are.
Nah,
they
not
ain't
one.
We the group, man.
Oh, you got some out there that claim they believe it, but they don't teach
Them
it.
guys ain't on our level. I keep saying that. You can get mad at me. You can get mad all you want, man. You can hate me all you want. But we
Okay.
got the truth, brother. We ain't taking no time off.
Well, the man of the
You
Lord.
give me one time where I haven't come out out here on the side. Now, if you go back, 8 years ago, that one day, I was maybe stuck on the road somewhere. I guarantee. I didn't say, you know what, I don't feel like going out today. I let my men go out. That's what Moses said. I let my men go out. You know? No, I'm always out here, man. And if I'm running late or if I don't make it, I'm pissed. Well, the last time we couldn't make it, we was up there at Johanna Bar's way up in fucking Connecticut, and he was working on my car. And by the time we got out there, it was like almost 12 o'clock at night. And we missed the camp, you know?
The only
We got a
other
lot of guys, man, they want to be leaders, but they're not leading.
con.
And this is simple,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah, you got to.
All you got to do is teach the word. Get the word, eat the roll, and go out and teach the children of Israel. That's what I got to do to get into this thing. Read Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, in the first couple of verses.
Okay.
Eat this roll and go out and teach the children of Israel. St. John. So I ate the little book, and it was in my mouth sweetness for honey, and my belly became bitter.
Yeah.
Then the Spirit said, you will prophesy again before many kings, tongues, nations. What is that talking about? Because there's no record of John the Revelator, John the Apostle coming off the Isle of Patmos and preaching. So that's reincarnation right there, man. Reincarnation is biblical.
Yahushua said, if you love me, feed my sheep.
That's
feed
it.
my lamb.
That's your job. That's your job, man.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
Zechariah 11:17. Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened.
So what does that mean? Explain that.
Con. You know, in other words, the idle shepherd is one that's not building the sheep up. And eventually the Lord's gonna
the Lord's going to wither him away, man.
Yep.
And we've seen that time and time again. You see a guy that disappeared. Oh, I'm going back to Shia. Shia did that one grandstand video with Sarnetta, and you ain't seen him yet. Since. And that's what? How many years ago? What, 5 years ago?
Something like that.
Something like that, 6 years ago? Because the Lord ain't dealing with that man, man.
Con. I got another one. Matthew chapter 6 verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
Yeah, how lost is he? How many demons does he have on him? Does he have 20 demons, 7 demons, or 700? Huh? You got some, hey, even in Israel, man.
Yeah, especially in Israel.
This guy from One Body in Yahweh talking about the Lord didn't perform no miracles and he ain't gonna crack them clouds no more. But then you got guys still blindly following. So that's on them, man. That's on them. If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 27, verse 23. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds.
Yeah, because if we find out there's a GMS camp and they ain't been out there in a month, we're gonna question where the fuck you been? Like that little Moabite. In Ocean's 11,
Yep.
where the fuck you been?
Yeah.
Fuck you been?
Fuck you, babe.
Fuck you been?
Yeah.
And they gonna have to answer, say, either they gonna give us an answer, or they ain't gonna say another, and they ain't gonna say nothing. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna say, look, we ain't even gonna tell them to leave. We're just gonna put up a video. GMS so XYZ is no longer. Then they gonna get it. Why? What's going on? Well, then I ask you the question. What have you been doing for the well, we was all in coma. Oh, okay, you come back. If you were really in coma, you know. Oh, Esau locked us up for a month. Okay, well that's a good excuse.
Right.
You know? You ain't got no excuses and you ain't saying shit. You know? Yeah, go ahead, Hop.
This is book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. Preach the word in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
That's right. I got.
Keep reading.
Okay.
And read fast.
It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their
The
own
Lord ain't there. He ain't never performed no miracle. He ain't turned no water into wine.
Man.
allegories, man.
Allegories, man. And who's getting on the guy? We are.
Yeah,
Not
we're the
any
only
other
ones.
Israelite group.
Nope.
But then that's why they hate us so much, because we get on you if you're going off.
Yep.
The scriptures say reprove and rebuke. What the hell is that?
Scriptures say that you all speak the same thing. Now, if you're teaching that bullshit, who else is teaching that, man? You know? Go ahead, read on.
It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine,
That's it.
but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
Oh, I used the video that I put up. I didn't even review the last video before I left the crib to come down here to do the work. Well, going. Oh, I mentioned, just came to me. I mentioned Fopi. Remember Fopi? They came in back, what was it, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever the case may be, 9 years ago. And you had the guy, the self-proclaimed elder, Quana.
Yep. After 2 years.
You know, after 2 years, 2.5 years, all of a sudden he came up one day and he said, I'm an elder now. Nobody even appointed him to be an elder. He just appointed himself to be an elder. And I remember the last time he went out speaking, you can see that his spirit was dead. And I did a video on it and I showed the video. If I find it, I'll put it up. He said something. And I said he ain't gonna come out no more. And that was the last time he came out. And he might have came out maybe one more time. But I said he ain't gonna be coming out no more. And then you don't even see him. Remember, you used to always do them powerful videos. You had the opening.
Yeah.
What the.
Con.
I don't remember that. I'm not into that hip hop shit. But he had the hip hop intro. You know what I'm saying? It was all powerful. It was all lively and shit. And he was out there speaking. Well, where you been? Where the fuck you been?
Fuck you back.
Huh? Oh, even that
Priest
but lawyer.
Yep.
He did a video called "Where the fuck you been?"
Yep.
Where you at? And he was naming names, man. You see?
Yep.
Hey, so what happened? You don't see the guy no more. Why? Because he came in his own way. Give me that in, what's that, St. John, what's that, 10? He came in his own way. He knew that there was a GMS camp down there in D.C. He also knew that there was a ISUPK camp down there in D.C. Did he go to him? No. He
Nope.
came up to New York, and then brother, oh yeah, shalom, brother. What y'all should have did was, let's say the first camp he went to was Zabak. Zabak should have said, well, look, brother, if you want to be down with this thing, you know, we're going to set up a camp and we're going to give me your number. You know, He didn't have no guidance, man.
Right. Yep.
And if you notice, we don't be getting, when was the last time we got on Zabak? We haven't got on Zabak in a long while because Zabak be out there teaching. So we'll give him props.
Yep.
Because he's out there teaching. Now, he might not teach us exactly everything that we teach, but he's teaching that people of Israel, man, and people are coming into it. He didn't turn his back on it. We got to give him props on that.
Yep.
You know?
He didn't put his plow down and let it get rusty.
He didn't put his plow down and let it get rusty, man. You know? So that's what I spoke about in that video that I did, man. How you got guys that come in their own way. Go ahead, so whoever got it, read it.
St. John 10:1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way.
So what's the door? The door is when you hear us speak and you get down, how can I join this camp? How can I get down? How can I be down? And then you say, okay, brother, you start coming out, you know, make sure you get a gun with fringes on it or whatever, and get you a King James Bible, and we're going to have you hold close and pick up signs or whatever. You know, we might say if we need water, go out and get the water. And then we might say, well, brother, how's your brother? Pretty good reader. Well, we're going to test you. Oh, the guy's a pretty good reader. Then he might become one of the top readers.
Yep.
And he's in the spirit of reading, and while he's reading, giving you precepts, now he knows how to teach because he's giving you precepts.
Yeah, yep.
So then we're going to say, look, brother, we're going to let you speak for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Or you might be nervous the first time out, But after about a month, he'll speak like he's been speaking for years.
Yep.
And that's how you come in. And the door is what? The door, part of us is the door. You got to come in some kind of way. You can't come in your own way, man. Did not the Most High raise up teachers? Give me Romans 10 and 13. Give me Romans 10 and 12. Go ahead. We got about 8 minutes before we out of here. Go ahead.
Proverbs 26.
Look, I didn't come in my own way, man. I went to the school. I came up under tutors. Oh, give me that in Galatians 4. Give me that right now.
God. That's the straight gate.
That's the straight gate.
Galatians chapter 4 verse 1. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time.
We not all come under tutors and governors?
Yep.
Go ahead.
But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father.
Until the time appointed of the Father. I came in under that high priest until the time I was appointed to go out there and be on my own, man.
And then in 1 John, the 2nd chapter, it says that after you're taught, the anointing that's in you teaches you all things, because after a while the Spirit kicks in.
Oh yeah, definitely,
you know?
definitely. Yeah. Oh, because we went into precepts and breakdowns that no filming, man. Yeah, we must be the light, brother. You got to over bringing out cameras and shit, you know. Go ahead.
Even so, we, when we were children, were
See, this is why we didn't come up here, because we knew when we up here, now they're going to seek to kick all of y'all out. We would have let them there, but these brothers right here. Now he's a bus guy. I don't know what the fuck he's filming for. I don't know how that's fucking up his bus schedule. You know?
This ain't even a bus stop over here.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
It says, even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, the Most High sent forth His Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law.
Who's under the law, vocab? The Israelites.
That we might receive the adoption of sons.
So we became sons. The Lord became a son. So guess what? We became sons. And what kind of son do we become? We become spiritual sons. We are born from a father and mother, the active sex, just like the Lord was. But that spirit that's in the Lord was ordained from a child. Give me, you know what I want? Jeremiah 1 and 4. I let him read his precept. And then you got another precept that you're holding.
Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
So now did that the Most High do that for his beloved son? He had a mission, right? And the priest Daniel said that you can be replaced. Not if you're a man of the Lord.
Right.
If you're one of the elect, you cannot be replaced, man. You're gonna fulfill. You're gonna come into your life. You're gonna fulfill it.
Yes.
And then when you die, you're gonna come back again.
Scripture say, if a righteous man falleth 7 times and get it back up.
So we see that Ariel coming out of that bullshit, man. Because he still knows he's an Israelite. When I ran into him 3 times inside of a number of years, he still saluted me, and I saluted him right back. All right.
Good precept.
Go ahead.
Romans 8 and 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the heavenly.
Closing up. As a matter of fact, he don't got the number. Everybody got the number. You can start having them close up now. Yeah, have them close up right now.
Can you call us, brother?
So somebody run around the corner and tell them brothers to line up.
Somebody run, yeah.
It's like 4 minutes to 5. So we're going to read these precepts real quick. And then we're gonna line up, man.
Romans 8 and 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Heavenly Father, they are the sons of the Heavenly Father. That's it.
Yeah, the sons of the led by the Spirit. What's the Spirit? The Word. Sanctify them with thy truth. Thy word is truth. All right? Go ahead, Al.
Isaiah chapter 49, verse 1 and 2.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a good one.
Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord Yahweh that called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother, and he made mention of my name. He had made my mouth like a sharp sword in the shadow of his hand, and he hid me, and made me a polished shaft in his quiver, and he hid me.
What's a quiver?
It's a bag for the arrows.
Yep.
Yep.
So if you got a quiver, you got to have arrows in the quiver, right?
Yeah.
And then you pull out the quiver and you shoot. So we are the Most High's arrows.
Yep.
And we shoot. Anytime somebody comes with something, we got to answer for it. Hey, when vocab came up, anything he came with, we had to answer for
Yeah,
it.
the answer.
Now, whether he accepted it or not was up to him. Anyway, with that, we're going to close, get ready for the Day of Atonement. Most High willing, we'll be out here. We'll be out here tomorrow. You know, I'm just putting in that the Most High willing.
God, that's right.
The missiles might come tomorrow.
Shalom.